The male reproductive system is constituted by the foreskin, that is the one that protects the gland, the urethra, that allows the passage of either urine or sperm, uh, the erectile tissue, that is a tissue that gets filled with blood, so it can be strong during the sexual relation, the penis, that is places sperms inside the body of the female, the sperm duct, that, as it says in the name, is the duct through where the sperms travel to get out of the body, the bladder, that is the space where urine is stored, so when you get to pee, it holds it till you are in a good place to pee, the seminal vesicle and the prostate gland, that there is the where the mixing process starts of the semen and the sperm, the epididymis, that is where mature and stored sperms. Here you can see the sperms being held until they are expelled of the body during the sexual relation. Then you can see test the testes, that they produce sperm and testosterone, and the scrotum, that keeps the testes at a lower temperature of 35 degrees. And those are the main organs and their functions. The sperm creation process starts in the testicle, that there's where the sperms are made. Then the epididymis, that is where the sperms are stored until they're mature, and then they travel to the vas or the sperm duct, that, well, is where they travel to the prostate. Then they are mixed with the sperm. The sperm and the semen are mixed. Then they travel through the prostate until they reach the urethra, and then they are expelled of the body through semen. The male external genitalia. Here we can see the penis, that we already know what it is the organ that is basically the whole male reproductive system. Then we have the scrotum and the testes. The testes are inside the scrotum, and they are kept in a warm temperature. Then we have the glands, that we usually call them the head of the penis, the opening of the urethra, that is where the semen or the urine come out, and in the case of the uncircumcised penis, we have the prepuce.
Gonadotropin releasing hormone, made in the periodic area of the hypothalamus before traveling to the pituitary gland. It stimulates the synthesis and secretion of the gonadotropids. Follicle stimulating hormone. It is released by the interior pituitary gland. Its presence in male is necessary for the maturation of spermatozoa. Follicle stimulating hormone stimulates both the production of androgen binding protein by Bartholdi cells and the formation of the blood-testis barrier. Increasing the levels of FHS increases the production of spermatozoa by preventing the apoptosis of type A spermatogonia. Luteinizing hormone. It is released by the anterior pituitary gland. It binds to receptors on Leydig cells, which stimulates the synthesis and secretion of testosterone, promotes the production of sperm and masculine characteristics. Testosterone. It is made in the interstitial cells of the testes. It stimulates the sex drive and is associated with aggression, androgen binding protein is essential to concentrate testosterone in levels high enough to initiate and maintain spermatogenesis. The sequestration of testosterone in the testes is initiated by FHS, and only testosterone is required to maintain spermatogenesis. It acts to decrease the level of HSH to the hormone is released into the circulation when the sperm count is too high.
This is the female reproductive system. It is designed to carry out several functions. It produces the female egg cells necessary for reproduction, called the ova or oocytes. The female reproductive system is compounded by the vagina, that is the canal that joins the cervix, the lower part of the uterus, to the outside of the body, and is also known as the birth canal. The uterus, there is a hollow, pear-shaped organ that is the home of the developing fetus. The uterus is divided into two parts: the cervix, which is the lower part that opens to the vagina, and the main body of the uterus, called the corpus. The corpus can easily expand to hold a developing baby. A canal through the cervix allows the sperm to enter and menstrual blood to exit. Ovaries. The ovaries are small oval-shaped glands that are located in either side of the uterus. The ovaries produce eggs and hormones. Fallopian tubes. These are the narrow tubes that are attached to the upper part of the uterus and serve as pathways for the ova egg cells to travel from the ovaries to the uterus. Fertilization of an egg by sperm normally occurs in the fallopian tubes. The fertilized egg then moves to the uterus, where it implants the uterine lining. Egg transportation refers to the movement of the oocyte from the moment of expulsion from the ovarian follicle to entry into the distal segment of the fallopian tube before fertilization takes place. Once fertilized in the ampullary segment of the fallopian tube, the embryo spends about 5 days traveling into the remaining anatomical oviductal districts and arrives into the uterine cavity at the blastocyst stage. For purpose of clarity and accuracy, the term egg transport covers post-ovulation and pre-fertilization stages. Fertilization takes place in the ampullary segment on the fallopian tube. After ovulation, the fertilized lifespan of the mature human oocyte is estimated to be about 24 hours. In contrast, the fertilized lifespan of the human spermatozoid is around 62 hours. These are the external genitalia, conformed by the labia majora, that is enclosed and protects the external reproductive organs, the labia minora, that can have a variety of sizes and shapes. The Bartholin's glands. These glands are located next to the vaginal opening on each side to produce a fluid. The clitoris, that the two labia minora meet at the clitoris, and small sensitive production.
In females, FSH stimulates development of egg cells in structures called follicles. Follicle cells produce the hormone inhibin, which inhibits FSH production in the female reproductive system. LH also plays a role in the development of ova, induction of ovulation, and stimulation of estradiol and progesterone production by the ovaries. Estradiol and progesterone are steroid hormones that prepare the body for pregnancy. Estradiol produces secondary sex characteristics in females, while both estradiol and progesterone regulate the menstrual cycle. In addition to producing FSH and LH, the anterior portion of the pituitary gland also produces the hormone prolactin in females. Prolactin stimulates the production of milk by the mammary glands following childbirth. Prolactin levels are regulated by the hypothalamic hormones, prolactin releasing hormone, and prolactin inhibit hormone. PRH stimulates the release of prolactin while PIH inhibits it. The posterior pituitary releases the hormone oxytocin, which stimulates uterine contraction during childbirth. The uterine smooth muscles are not very sensitive to oxytocin until late pregnancy, when the number of oxytocin receptors in the uterus peaks. Stretching of tissues in the uterus and cervix stimulates oxytocin release during the childbirth. Contractions increase
in intensity as blood levels of oxytocin rise via a positive feedback mechanism until the birth is complete. Oxytocin also stimulates the contraction of myoepithelial cells around the milk-producing mammary glands. As these cells contract, milk is forced from the secretory alveoli into milk ducts and is ejected from the breast in a milk ejection reflex. Oxytocin release is stimulated by the suckling of an infant, which triggers the synthesis of oxytocin in the hypothalamus and its release into circulation and the posterior pituitary.
There are two types of contraceptive methods, natural and artificial. Among the naturals are the coitus interruptus, that consists of the man before he expels the spermatozoids in the woman's vagina takes out his penis. There is also the method of vaginal mucus, which consists of identifying the woman's fertile period through the cervical mucus. Among the artificial methods, there is a diaphragm, which is an apparatus that is placed in the cervical and prevents the passage of spermatozoids. Also, the patch consists of a patch that sticks to the skin that secretes hormones that produce cervical mucus to prevent the passage of the sperm. The male and female condoms have 98% of efficacy and prevent sexually transmitted diseases. The pills prevent ovulation. The hormonal ring has the same function as the patch, but is a device that is put into the vagina. The most effective method of all is the abstinence.